You've prayed it 100 times, but you probably rushed right past what it actually means. Most of us learned the Lord's Prayer so early we can say it without thinking. Our Father, who art in heaven. The words roll off our tongues at church, at funerals, before meals, automatic, familiar, fast. And that's exactly the problem. We've turned the most powerful prayer ever taught into a sentence we recite without ever slowing down to feel it. But here's what most people miss. Jesus didn't give us these words to memorize and repeat on autopilot. He gave us a blueprint, a model for how to actually pray. Hidden inside these few short lines is a complete pattern for connecting with God. And once you see it, you'll never pray it the same way again. In this video, we're going to slow down and walk through the Lord's Prayer line by line, and by the end, you'll understand not just what it says, but how to pray it with real meaning. Stay with me. 1. Why Jesus gave this prayer. Before we break down the words, we need to understand why Jesus taught them, because the context changes everything. In Matthew 6, right before this prayer, Jesus says something surprising. Matthew 6:7, "And when you pray, do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words." Stop and notice that. Jesus warns against empty, repeated phrases, and then he gives us the Lord's Prayer. So he clearly never intended these words to become the very thing he warned against: mindless repetition. This prayer is not a magic formula, it's a model. Think of it like a frame for a house. Jesus isn't saying only ever say these exact words, he's saying build your prayers on this shape: worship, surrender, dependence, forgiveness, protection. It's a pattern. And when you understand the pattern, every prayer you pray gets deeper. 2. Our Father in heaven. Look at how the prayer begins, not with a request, not with a problem, with a relationship. Matthew 6:9, our Father in heaven. 2 words change everything here. Our Father. In the original setting, calling God Father was radical. God was holy, distant, untouchable. But Jesus invites us to approach him as a child approaches a loving dad. Romans 8:15 says we've received the spirit of adoption as sons, by whom we cry, Abba, Father. Abba is intimate, it's closer to daddy than sir. So before you ask God for a single thing, the prayer reminds you who you're talking to. Not a vending machine, not a distant force. A Father who loves you. And notice it says our, not my. You're never praying alone, you belong to a family. When you start your prayers here and with relationship instead of requests, everything else shifts into place. 3. Hallowed be your name, your kingdom come. Here's the line we rush past the fastest because it doesn't ask for anything. Matthew 6:9-10, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Before we bring our wants, Jesus teaches us to worship and surrender. Hallowed means holy, set apart, honored above all. So the first thing we do is lift our eyes off ourselves and onto God's greatness. And then comes the hardest sentence in the whole prayer: your will be done. Not my will, yours. Most of us pray the opposite. We come to God with our plan already made and just ask him to bless it. But Jesus flips it. We surrender first. Think of it like sitting in a car. Either you're driving and asking God to come along, or you hand him the keys. Your will be done is handing over the keys. It's trust before requests. If this is opening your eyes already, do me a favor. Like this video, comment, teach me to pray, and share it with someone whose prayer life feels stuck. And if you want more simple, powerful biblical truths, subscribe to the channel. 4. Give us this day our daily bread. Now, after worship and surrender, the prayer finally turns to our needs. And even here, there's something easy to miss. Matthew 6:11, give us this day our daily bread. Notice the word daily. Not give us this month's supply. Not give us enough so we never have to depend on you again, just today. This is a prayer of daily dependence. It echoes the wilderness where God gave his people manna one day at a time. Enough for today, and they had to come back tomorrow. Why? Because God doesn't just want to meet your needs, he wants a relationship with you that you return to every single day. Daily bread also reminds us to bring our real, ordinary needs to God. Not just the spiritual stuff, the bills, the groceries, the strength to get through the day. Nothing is too small to bring to a Father who cares. Philippians 4:6 says, "In everything by prayer and supplication, let your requests be made known to God." Everything. 5. Forgive us, as we forgive. This is the line we skip the fastest, because it's the most uncomfortable. Matthew 6:12, "And forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors." Read that carefully. We're asking God to forgive us in the same way we forgive other people. That's a stunning thing to pray, and Jesus doesn't leave it vague. Right after the prayer, in Matthew 6:14 to 15, he adds, "For if you forgive others their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive others, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses." This isn't God being harsh. It's God showing us that a heart full of unforgiveness can't fully receive grace. It's like trying to pour fresh water into a glass already full of poison. You can't hold bitterness and freedom at the same time. So every time you pray this line, it's an invitation. Let go of what you're holding against someone, the way God let go of what he held against you. 6. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. The prayer ends not with comfort, but with a request for protection. Matthew 6:13, "And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil." This is Jesus teaching us to pray defensively every day. We don't just need our needs met and our past forgiven, we need protection going forward, because the Christian life is a daily battle. 1 Peter 5:8 warns that our enemy prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. So we ask God to guide us away from the traps before we fall into them. This is humility. It's admitting on my own I'm weak, I need you to lead me. And it's the perfect way to end, not in our own strength, but leaning fully on God's. Many older versions then close with praise, "For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever." We begin with God, and we end with God. So how do we actually pray this? Don't rush it. Take it one line at a time and make it personal. Start with relationship. Father, thank you that I'm your child. Then worship and surrender. You are holy, and I give you control today. Then bring your needs. Here's what I'm facing. Then forgiveness. Help me release this person and forgive me. Then protection. Lead me and guard me today. Suddenly, a 30-second recitation becomes a real conversation. So here's what we've seen. The Lord's Prayer isn't a script to repeat, it's a pattern to pray. It begins with relationship, not requests. It moves to worship and surrender before our wants. It teaches daily dependence, honest forgiveness, and daily protection. Jesus didn't give us these words so we could say them faster. He gave them so we could pray deeper. The next time you come to Our Father, don't rush, slow down, mean it, and watch a familiar prayer come alive. If this blessed you, like this video, comment, "Teach me to pray," and share it with someone who needs their prayer life renewed. And if you want to keep growing in your walk with God, subscribe to the channel for more simple, powerful, biblical truths.